This is Eva Clark of Healing Multiple Sclerosis. And today we're going to look at the third key area to develop. And I use the word develop specifically because if you remember, we have been looking at childhood developmental stages and how having certain issues happen during those stages will then create those coping mechanisms that we're calling the MS personality. So this stage is really about, it's more an overarching than a specific moment. And it's that parentified child, that needing to take care of a parent, needing to parent yourself, needing to tiptoe around a parent, being careful around them, or trying to manage their emotions. In essence, it's taking adult roles while you were still developing as a child. Why might this be a problem? And why might this later have consequences? Well, think of this. Does a child know how to parent? Think of a 6, 7-year-old. Would they know how to parent? Do they have the maturity to give the child they're caring for, be it an adult or another child, the leeway to figure things out for themselves while keeping them safe? Does this adult acting child have the emotional groundedness to be able to listen to someone who is crying and not get distraught? Stay grounded. Does the adult-like child have the ability to have strong boundaries around others when they know that whatever that other one is doing isn't good for them? No, because as a child, they're still learning those things themselves. They need an adult to help them learn these skills. So to work on this key developmental area, we're going to begin with an exercise. We're going to role play 3 different styles of parenting or of treating other people. So we're going to have a hypothetical, let's say 19-year-old who's finished school, gotten his first job, and maybe he's taking some classes at the local college. All right. And we're going to role play 3 different ways to treat this adult as he comes into adulthood. Okay, so these are some hypothetical issues our adult is going to have, our 19-year-old. And we're going to role play 3 different ways of working with this adult. We're going to be the savior, rescuer. We're going to be the aggressor, critical parent. And we're going to be the treating him now like an equal because he's an adult, and about collaboration rather than I'm right or you're right. So when we do the role play of the savior, we're going to fix it for him because it's so much faster. We're going to be very helpful because it feels good to help. And we're going to worry about him and spend our evenings worrying about him rather than looking at our own stuff. As the critical parent role, we're going to blame him. We're going to shame him. We're going to tell him that he should have done this or that, or if he would have done it right. And we're going to be very controlling. And as the parent that now sees him as an equal, as an adult, we're going to let him find his own solutions. We're going to collaborate and have healthy boundaries. No one is right. Just because I like it this way, I do not make him wrong if he doesn't. And we're going to treat him like a capable, resourceful, responsible person. Because what's interesting is if you treat someone as capable and responsible, they will grow into that position much quicker than if you treat them like an idiot. So the first thing we notice is he's not getting up on time to get to his school. So think about, how would you treat him if you were his savior or rescuer? Oftentimes, you'll wake him up every morning if he can't do it himself. That's one of them. How would you treat him if you are a critical parent? You should put the 2 alarms on. You should be going to bed early. That way you wake up on time. What are you thinking? You're not doing it right. How would you treat him if you consider him an able adult? And this is just an issue he might be having at this moment. Whose problem is it? His. So whatever you do, it needs to stay on his side of the court. The ball needs to stay there. So you might not say anything and let him figure it out, because he is becoming an adult, and getting to work and school on time is a big part of adulting. You might share with him, yeah, when I first was going to college, it was a struggle to wake up on time because I'm not a morning person. And help him understand. He will figure it out. Maybe say, this is what I did. And yet keeping only as suggestions, letting him decide finally what he's going to do. And definitely not intruding. If he doesn't want our opinion, we accept that. This is the same as, for example, your husband or your father, also in his own life, not doing something that is beneficial for him. Maybe not taking his meds. Maybe also not getting out of the house on time. Are you treating them by saving them, doing it for them, babying them? Are you criticizing them? Or are you treating them as equals? Their problem on their side of the court that they might consider a problem or not a problem. Now, what if your 19-year-old comes out of his room and he's having a meltdown because he can't do his homework? He's blocked. If you're treating him like a savior rescuer, probably do his homework or almost do it. You might just not hold the pen, but you're going to right there hovering. As a critical parent, it's your fault. You should know. Oh, come on. You would know this by now. You're already in college. And as an able adult, what would you do differently? Oftentimes, one thing I notice or I use to help me stay at that even level is not to think that I know better, but to actually think about where in my own life do I maybe get frustrated or overwhelmed, and come to the table from that space, saying, that same thing happens to me when it comes time to do my, pay me receipts. This is similar to, for example, your mother always relying on you to help her finish her taxes or to do them for her. Or every time you go see her, she wants you to fix her computer or let her know where did she erase all her emails. Are you treating her like a victim that you're saving? Are you criticizing her? Or are you helping her become an able adult? Your 19-year-old always wants to get it his way, and he gets upset if you don't agree. So for example, he wants to watch more war movies, and he's upset that you don't want to do that on a Friday night. How would the savior rescuer that just wants to help and fix and make him feel better do? You probably just let him, just to not have to deal with his tantrums. How would the critical parent address this? Probably also just shaming him, or I can't believe I don't like these movies. Why would you ever suggest this? And now think about if you treat him as an equal. I know he is not acting as an equal at that moment, but if you treat him as an equal and as an able adult in which you look for win-win situations, what could you do? Maybe a counter offer. I know you want to watch a movie and you want war movies. How about we watch a movie on the history of something? Maybe not as warish, but does have some war into it, right? And you find a win-win situation in which you're not right or he's not right. This is very similar to your mom wanting you to call her every day or wanting you to visit her every week or to live near her so she doesn't have to worry about you so much. In the same way, she has an opinion and any suggestions is upsetting her if you think differently. But again, thinking back to how we needed to work with this young adult, imagine what you would do to not treat your mom like the victim, that you have to make her happy, to not criticize as your solution, but to find a win-win situation in which you are not the sacrifice. Coming back to our 19-year-old, he's complaining to you constantly about his girlfriend, or maybe about his brother. Now he's already 19 and his brother's maybe 21. If you rescue him, what would you do? You'll probably defend him, probably say you're right, probably go talk to his brother. Again, though, that's putting him in victim and I can't manage it myself mode. What if you're the critical parent? What would you do? Shoulding, I can't believe you still have problems with your brother. Haven't you guys figured it out? You guys are adults already. I didn't have that issue with my brother. I don't know why you have it with yours. And now think about what would be solutions if you are treating him as an equal and as an able adult. If you are treating him as an able adult, is it your responsibility to fix his problem with his brother? No. If he can't fix his problem with his brother, are you the one who's supposed to get in there and fix it for them? No. Maybe they need to go to marriage family counseling. Maybe they need someone who's totally independent that can sit with them and see both sides for them. This is equivalent to maybe your parents complaining about each other. One thing that one of the group participants talked about was it is very interesting to understand your history, where your mom came from and her struggles, but as a way for you to learn about yourself, not as a way for you to fix her so that she doesn't feel bad, because that is her responsibility. And lastly, and this one's a big one, and that's why I put it in, if this 19-year-old leaves his socks, dirty socks, on the bathroom floor every evening. As a savior, you're probably picking it up every day. As the critic, you're shooting him. Why? You shouldn't have that there. It should be in the hamper. Everything should be clean. I'm right, you are wrong. But now, as the able adult, and I'm going to put this because we're all thinking about this and not about this 19-year-old anymore. As an able adult, if you see the other as an able adult, you are not right and he is wrong. and he is not right and you are wrong. As an able adult, there is no right and wrong. There's collaboration. And perhaps for you, it feels important that everything is super clean. But for him, it feels important that he has freedom and he's not like spending hours cleaning up. So instead of arguing at that level of, I need everything clean to be able to relax, and he argues, I need to just relax and I don't want to be cleaning all the time. If you see each other as able adults and in collaboration, I would suggest you actually get under the surface of those needs and really speak about your need for feeling of safety, feeling that things are taken care of, and his need for freedom and relaxation. And if you work at that level, instead of saying my solution is the only right solution, or him arguing similar, but actually at this level, you can find a way to perhaps meet your needs while he gets to meet his. Again, a win-win situation. The point of this exercise, and I'm really good at kind of pushing the boundaries here, but the point of this exercise is to realize that oftentimes now as an adult, you might not be treating your significant other or even your mom and your dad as adults. And notice, how is it different when you begin to do that? Instead of trying to fix it all for them, taking control of everything and helping when it wasn't asked, or thinking, I know the solution. I am right.